If you are running a WordPress site with a Themify theme, you need to check your versions right now. Attackers can basically drop a web shell and take over your entire server. And the exploit is about as simple as it gets.
I'm Morgan, that's Alex. Let's break it down.
So we're starting with a heavy hitter in the WordPress ecosystem. This is CVE-2025 30996, and it's sitting at a near perfect 9.9 on the severity scale. It's an unrestricted file upload vulnerability in a whole list of Themify products. We're talking the SidePane theme, Newsy, Folo, Admin, Bloggy, Photobox, Wiggy, Rezo, and Slide.
That is a massive footprint. Themify is everywhere in the WordPress world, and unrestricted file upload is basically the security equivalent of leaving the back door wide open with a sign saying, "Please upload your malware here."
Exactly. It allows an attacker to upload a web shell. For those who aren't familiar, a web shell is a script that gives the attacker a command line interface to your server. Once that's on there, they don't need a password. They own the box. They can steal data, deface the site, or use it to launch attacks on other people.
And the affected versions go up through 1.9.8 for SidePane and 2.0.0 for Admin. It seems like it hits almost their entire legacy catalog. WordPress themes are such a frequent target because people install them and then just forget about them. They update the core WordPress software, but the themes just sit there, aging like milk.
Right, and while we're on the subject of WordPress, there's another one that's just as nasty, but hits a different angle. CVE 2025 15018. This one is in the optional email plugin. It's a 9.8 out of 10, and it's a classic case of a feature being turned into a weapon.
Wait, I remember seeing this. This is the one where they messed up the password reset logic, right?
Spot on. The plugin has this random password filter, but it wasn't restricted to just the registration process. It actually affects how password reset keys are generated. An unauthenticated attacker, meaning someone with zero credentials, can basically force the system to use a reset key they already know.
So they initiate a reset for the admin account, use the key they've predicted or set, and suddenly they're logged in as the site owner. It's account takeover on a silver platter. This affects everything up to version 1.3.11. If you're using that plugin, you need to update it immediately, or just pull it entirely if you aren't using it.
Definitely. Now, moving away from the web and into the hardware on your desk, we've got a critical issue with TRENDnet routers, specifically the TEW713RE, version 1.02. This is CVE 2025 15471.
TRENDnet. Those are really common in home offices and small businesses. What's the damage on this one?
It's an OS command injection flaw in a file called formfsrvx. Basically, an attacker can send a specific argument. It's called szcmd, and the router will just execute whatever command is inside that argument. It's another 9.8 severity. And the scary part is that the exploit is already public.
And here's the kicker. The report says the vendor was contacted early about this disclosure, but didn't respond at all. That's a huge red flag. When a vendor goes dark on a critical vulnerability, you're essentially left undefended. If you have one of these routers, you might want to look at replacing it, because a public exploit with no patch is a when, not an if.
Yeah, ghosting the security community is never a good look. Speaking of things not working as intended, did you see what happened to Logitech users on macOS this week?
Oh, the expired certificate. That was a mess. Logitech Options Plus and the G-Hub apps just stopped working. Users couldn't even launch them because Apple's security checks saw an expired code signing certificate and blocked the apps from running.
It's such a simple administrative oversight, but it has massive operational impact. If your mouse buttons or keyboard macros are tied to that software, you're suddenly less productive. It's a reminder that the plumbing of security, like certificate rotations, is just as important as patching CVEs.
Exactly. It's not a hack, but it's a failure of security hygiene. Speaking of critical infrastructure, Veeam just dropped some major patches. They've got new vulnerabilities in their backup and replication software that could lead to remote code execution.
Veeam is a massive target. If I'm a ransomware operator, the first thing I want to do is kill your backups, so you're forced to pay. If I can get RCE on the backup server itself, I've won before the encryption even starts.
Right, it's the double-edged sword of backup software. It has high privileges and access to everything, which makes it the crown jewels for an attacker. If you're a Veeam shop, this is your drop everything and patch moment for the week.
Switching gears to the bigger picture. The UK government is putting its money where its mouth is. They just announced a plan to spend over £210 million. That's about $283 million to beef up cyber defenses across the public sector.
It's about time. We've seen so many local councils and government departments in the UK get hit recently. This strategy is supposed to cover everything from central government down to the wider public sector. It's a massive undertaking, but $210 million is a serious commitment.
It is, and they're going to need it because the threat landscape is shifting. There's a new report out from Flare about what they're calling vibe hacking and the rise of hack GPT services.
I love that term, vibe hacking. It sounds so Gen Z, but the reality is actually pretty grim. It's the idea that AI is lowering the barrier to entry so much that you don't need technical mastery anymore. You just need to know how to prompt an AI tool to do the heavy lifting for you.
Exactly. These hack GPT services are popping up on underground forums, promising ease of use over technical skill. It's shifting the demographic of who can be a threat. We're moving from script kiddies to prompt kiddies.
And it's not just the hackers using it. Google is actually hiring AI answers quality engineers because their search AI keeps hallucinating or giving contradicting answers. It's a bit of an arms race. Attackers using AI to find holes, and defenders using AI to try and plug them, while the AI itself is still making stuff up half the time.
It's a mess. And speaking of things not working, Microsoft confirmed a bug in classic Outlook that's preventing people from opening encrypted emails. So if you're trying to be secure and use encryption, Outlook might just decide you're not allowed to read your own mail.
It's been a rough week for the classics. Logitech, TRENDnet, classic Outlook. It feels like the old guard is struggling a bit with the basics lately.
It really does. If you're looking for one priority today, it's those WordPress themes. CVE-2025 30996 is the one that will get you compromised by lunch if you're not careful. Check your Themify versions and get them updated.
Your daily AI-powered security briefing. If this saved you time, subscribe. We're here every morning.
Stay patched, stay paranoid.